welcome back to my channel. I'm Vera. If you're new here, I'm mom to 4 kiddos, and today they're all in school, and so I am going to teach you guys how to paint these mushrooms. I thought they were perfect for the fall and would be super cute to frame and place in your house as fall decor. So, I hope you guys enjoy. Okay, so to get started, we have our paper, which is the Fabriano Extra White hot press paper, cup of water, and then I am using this Winsor & Newton Scepter Gold paintbrush, size 8, and so yeah, let's get started. So to begin, we're going to mix some Winsor Red, quite a bit of paint, with some Lamp Black. That gives it the moody fall color. And then we're going to start with the big one, and we're going to just create a half circle, really, kind of at an angle. And if it's kind of daunting to just go straight with the paintbrush, you can draw it out with a pencil and get some extra water and fill it in. And in this painting, the light is coming from the top right corner, and so we're going to keep that in mind. That corner is going to get less paint. So what we're going to do is I'm going to take my paper towel here, and I'm going to just kind of dab that corner, take away some of that paint, and go like that. The shadows will be in the bottom left here. Okay, moving on to the small one. This one is, again, half circle. Kind of get those corners curved a bit if you can. All right, we have got that one. Forget about perfection, because this is just about having fun and relaxing. Again, that right side of the mushroom, getting rid of some of that paint. And, okay. Moving on to the stem, we're going to get some burnt umber and some Lamp Black, quite a bit of water, and I'm going to start on the big one, kind of curving it again. And if you touch it like I just did now, not sure if you can see it, you might have some bleeding happening with the paints, which can create a cool effect. A little more water, finishing that stem, making it a little bit, there we go, a little bit longer. And then moving on to the small one. And we're going to come back in and we're going to give the mushroom tops and the bottoms another coat of paint. So as they dry, they might look a little pale and not as vibrant, but no worries. We'll come back in and do that. Okay, stems are done. Now we're going to move on to the greens while the mushrooms dry. So we're going to take our sap green, and I should have sprayed my paints before with my little spray bottle, but I didn't, but that's okay. This brush holds so much water. It's a synthetic brush, but it just like holds so much water and paint, which I love. So sap green, Lamp Black, and I'm going to add in some gouache. This is called Permanent White Gouache, and I have been loving adding it in occasionally. It just gives the watercolor a little bit more of an opaque look, and I just really like it. Okay, so we have that paint mixed. Got quite a bit of paint on your brush. Starting on my left-hand side, since I'm right-handed, so I don't smudge the right side. I'm just gonna kind of go up and beyond, as far up as you'd like, and then press down and pull up. Press down and pull up. I am going to link a leaf video for you guys, for you to go watch if you're having a hard time making your leaves. I give a pretty clear direction, or very broken down direction, on how to make leaves by using the point of your brush, pressing down on the belly of the brush, and pulling up again. And honestly, lots of practice. Just do leaves over and over and over again. That one has so much water. Okay. And then the other side, doing the same. My hands are a bit shaky this morning, so I'm having a hard time making a smooth line. But you're gonna just, add in your leaves on this little branch. Nothing perfect, just going with the flow. And then I'm gonna let that dry before doing the next layer of leaves, and we're actually gonna put in the dirt down here. So again, using the lamp black and burnt umber, mostly burnt umber, we're going to get a very light wash. So rinse out the pigment on your brush quite a bit, use lots of water, and create that kind of dirt down there. And there we go, letting that dry. And we'll come back in and give that another layer. So then going to the second layer of leaves, I think I did like 3 different colors of leaves, but you could do as many different shades of green as you'd like, or all the same shade, it doesn't matter. So we're gonna take the green that I had mixed before, and if you don't have enough mix together some more, and I'm gonna add in some more of the lamp black to create a pretty darker shade, a much darker shade of green. And this time, I'm just gonna try to vary my leaf. Oop, that one got into which that would have been just fine, but I'm gonna vary the shape of my leaf just to add some more interest to the painting. Instead of pressing so hard on my brush, I'm just lightly pressing down. Getting more paint. Okay, let's see here. Now the other side. As you can see over here, my paint is still quite a bit wet. So I'm going to try really hard just not to touch that with my hand. And it'll bleed together, but you know what? It'll look just fine after it's dry. Kind of in the messy middle where you're questioning all your decisions and you're like, how's this going to look at the end? But I've found that it usually ends up looking great. If you hear noises, the dog is in the background and he is just, being a dog. So after that shade, I'm going to add in some Payne's Gray. And if you don't have Payne's Gray, you can add in some blue or, a blue, just some sort of blue shade will give it a different tone. And I'm just going to add some here to fill in the space. And maybe on this side as well. And let's see, I think I like that. Now, next, we are going to add in the shading of the mushrooms before we do the grass, so that the shading is behind the grass. So going back to the screen, oh no, not the green. Wrong thought here. Going back to the brown. All right. Using the shade of brown I have, I'm gonna add just a little bit, excuse me, as I fumble over my words. I'm going to add a little bit more of the black into it to get a darker shade. And we're just gonna go in, remembering the light comes from the top right corner. So the shadows are at the left side. And adding that in. If it helps you to think about where are shadows in the painting, to add the darkness, that I feel like has been very much a learning thing for me. I definitely struggled with it at first, but over time I have learned a little bit more. Okay. The brown is in, and now we're going to add the next layer of the red. Going back to this red. All right. The left-hand side is the shadow area. Okay, now we're gonna let that continue to dry before we add in the white dots. But going back to the grass. So we're gonna take the green color we have, add in a little bit more sap green to get it more of the, I'm looking for the first color green, so you might have to alter your green quite a bit or just start a new puddle of green, of sap green, lamp black, and some permanent white if you have it. If you don't have permanent white gouache, no worries. Okay, so to make the grass, I'm just making lines up and down. And there, it's still kind of wet, which totally fine. I think I want a little bit deeper green, so I'm gonna add a little bit of burnt umber. Get more of a fall green. Fall just kind of has this like brown undertones, golden undertones, and so I wish I would have had a little less pigment on my brush, so I'm gonna go like this, and then use a wet brush to get rid of those paper towel lines. We'll see how this looks after it's dry. I think it'll look fine. We might come back in and fix that a bit, but you know, every time I paint, it's different. My goal was this on the left. While it looks similar, this mushroom is a little bit bigger, this one's bigger. Anyways, it's okay to have different, it's okay for it to be different. Now we're going to add in the dirt while that grass dries, the second layer of dirt. So going back to this burnt umber, lamp black, we're just gonna kind of come on, go over this, and actually see how it's kind of bleeding. The green is bleeding into the brown, totally fine. Like, I think that just adds so much of, there's a word I'm looking for, but I can't think of it, so that's okay. But I really like how that looks. Okay, I think that looks really good. Now, to do the dots on the mushroom. So I used, I'm using, ooh, there goes my brush. Put it there. I'm trying to look for it here. I am using titanium white acrylic paint, and any white paint will do. You can try any paint, even like the little 99-cent tubes from Walmart or whatever store you have close to you, craft store. That works just great too. It might be a little bit thinner, but if you use a tiny bit, I think it'll be just fine. So I'm making my brush wet, and then I am just going to dip it into the tube. And we're just gonna make some dots. Okay, and don't do that. My palm hit this. So we're just gonna make some white dots on this mushroom. I have smaller ones on the top, and they're kind of closer together on the top, and then they get wider and wider apart in the bottom. And I'm kind of putting them in a row, which I don't really love, but it's okay. Okay, I think that's good for that one. Now the smaller one, same concept. I'm doing the same thing. Okay, almost done here. Children have been back to school for a while, and it has been really nice to be able to catch my breath and to feel like I can breathe a bit more. I love my children, but we've got some high needs here at home, and being able to take a breath and have some quiet has been really good for the soul. Okay, I'm gonna rinse out my brush, and this was just a watercolor brush. You don't even have to use an acrylic brush. But now I'm going to go back in on this grass. I think it's still a little wet, so it might be a fail, but I'd like to darken that just a bit. I'm getting a little bit of paint on my brush. Oh yeah, that's working. I'm just kind of going over the lines that are already there and just adding in a bit more. Well, I'm not sure what that is, but I think it was some acrylic paint. Okay. I think I like it. I like it. Okay, that's it. I hope that you enjoyed the process and that you had some peace while trying it, and I would love to see it if you guys are painting it. Feel free to tag me on Instagram, and also I'd love for you to subscribe and like this video, comment below if you have anything to share. So yeah, all right, bye.